Hello friends, welcome back to Raju Notes channel. It's been already 15 days from my last current affairs update, and this is the second part of the update for the month of April. And we'll quickly see about 40 updates for or the 40 important things which have happened in last 15 days. India has seen unprecedented growth in the COVID cases, and the amount of casualties happening are very immense. And even the world and top officials are suggesting for a lockdown. As of now, as we speak, it is there are few states who have gone into a lockdown with little limitations. And I'll just pray and hope that everyone is safe. I'll request you to stay home, and unless and until it is not necessary, please don't go outside and take care of your loved ones. Okay. The Joe Biden administration has okayed the proposal of sale of six P-81 petrol aircrafts to India. Well, this proposal of sale will allow the Indian Navy to expand its maritime surveillance capabilities, and this aircraft is likely to be helping the Navy for next about 30 years. And this purchase of eight P-88I petrol vehicles is from Boeing, and it was done the sale was directly done from the Boeing company itself. Recently, there was India has been receiving a lot of COVID help from countries around the globe, and that China also tried to show its facade by trying to show the world that they are trying to help us. But once their flight was supposed to take off with the goods, the Chinese government halted the flight, cancelled the flight, and then they gave it saying that the COVID cases are in rise. So once the COVID cases come down in India, then that is the time their aircrafts can land in India. Well, on this talks happened between the Chinese External Affairs Minister and the Indian Minister Mr. Jaishankar, wherein again China tries to assure that it will give all possible supplies to India, which we can always take it with a pinch of salt. It is never going to happen. Well, in a very good step for us and bad step for Pakistan, the European Parliament has called for review of Pakistan's GSP status, GSP plus rather. Well, GSP is wherein the European Union said that it will allow Pakistan to sell its goods in European Union at a very competitive prices, rather I must say in discounted prices. This is a special status given to the countries which are rather developing or underdeveloped to lift their economy. However, in the recent cases of the human rights and the atrocities against the minorities and the blasphemy cases happening in Pakistan, the European Union has taken a tough stand onto this, and it will certainly have the effects on the Pakistani economy, which is already going down. Well, the US has started formally withdrawing the American troops from Afghanistan, and about 2,500 troops which are still remaining will be off by September 11th. And it is estimated that more than $2 trillion have been spent by US in Afghanistan in last 2 decades. Well, this certainly, as we kept on discussing, this can be a question as to what is how can the void which has been created by American withdrawal be filled by the neighboring countries of Afghanistan, or how can Pakistan and India take advantage of this issue, or how can China fit into the overall game plan once the US withdraws from Afghanistan. Well, let me tell you, the China has been crying cats and dogs, which says that the American withdrawal from Afghanistan will leave the area in very in doldrums, and that America should not withdraw and America should continue to stay there. Well, China's game plan is very clear, very understandable, because once this superpower gets out of this region, then China, perforce being a superpower, has to now come into this place to fill up that gap. So therefore it will be engaging itself in things which are not necessary for it, thereby drain on its economy, and also unnecessary diversion from its present outlook, what it has been trying to do. In order to fight the COVID cases, the army has declared 3 cantonment boards at Pune, Khirki, and Devlali with about 304 beds designated as COVID-19 hospitals. This was, I think, recently said. The Ministry of Defense is taking a lot of steps to fight against this COVID. So, question can figure out as to what are the how did during these tough times, how did the Indian Armed Forces rise up to the occasion and played its part for the COVID-19? Please elaborate. This could be a kind of a question. Well, in the world of science and technology, the IBM says it has produced the world's first 2 nanometer chip technology. Well, this technology could make things about 45% faster than the 7 nanometer chips which are used in many of today's laptops and phones, and it will not only be faster, but it will be about 75% more power efficient. So this is a great step, I must say. And this small thing can have as many as 50 billion transistors fitted into a chip size of a fingernail. So just imagine the type of power punch it will give once this 2 nanometer chip starts production. Well, ex-defense doctors are giving online consultation on a app called as eSanjeevani OPD. It's a website which is available to all citizens. Again, it is the Ministry of Defense initiative. So again, this can be your add-on to how the armed forces are rising up to the occasion. Point to remember here is eSanjeevani OPD is a telemedicine platform of the central government. Well, as the US troops withdraw from the Afghanistan, the Taliban has captured Afghanistan's second biggest dam in Kandahar province, and this dam is called as the Hala Dam. And why is it important that this dam capture affecting others? Because this is a dam which is supplying the irrigation water and even the drinking water for the Kandahar city. So Taliban having a capture on this can dictate many terms and conditions. So this is the first step, first rather reaction, or the first fallout of the US withdrawal from the region. A point to note to build up your answer. The Defense Research and Development Organization, the DRDO, and the Center for Artificial Intelligence, which is also called as CARE, have created an AI algorithm to help detect COVID-19 from chest X-rays. As of now, the doctors used to see the X-ray, and then they used to, if not clear, then they used to recommend a CT scan. Now, the AI will, the moment you scan this chest X-ray, the AI will itself study the chest X-ray, and using the algorithms, it can easily say if the patient is a COVID-19 patient or not. So this will negate the requirement of a costly CT scan for all the patients, and also it can be used in rural areas. Well, as US is started withdrawing from Afghanistan, it has also started sending more warplanes and the UAVs to Afghanistan. This is basically to offset the ground forces. So till the time the US troops complete withdrawal by September 11th, these aerial vehicles will be filling in the gap for US, basically for its own bases security and other things. So as the world is reeling under pandemic, all other places, but as expected, China is growing in its economy now. China has export growth in April has been tremendous. Its outbound shipment has jumped to 32.3%. Overall, whatever be the case, we can certainly say that the Chinese have certainly won this COVID war. No doubts on that. The Indian Army has inducted its first batch of 83 women soldiers as part of its military police, and these 83 women soldiers were inducted at Bangalore, and it has total recruitment approval was about 100, but 89 have been selected. So slowly this there are about 1,700 women soldiers will be there in military police by 2023. as of now, only women officers are there in the Indian Army. China has urged the United Nations member states not to attend an event planned for the next week on human rights of Uyghur Muslims and other minorities in Xinjiang region. Well, according to the writers, it's politically motivated event, and China says that it is requested people to boycott. But I really don't know with what face they want to say all this thing. We know it is for a fact, and China is now trying to say many things. But I think world should come around across and call the China's bluff. Again, a very good step during this COVID period. India and European Union have announced resumption of free trade pact after 8 years. Please understand, these talks have resumed on free trade between European Union and India after 8 years, and everybody has hailed this as a watershed moment. There can be till date there were a lot of restrictions, embargoes, and a lot of taxes which were kept on the trade. But I think with free trade policy, the it's a good win-win situation for both India and European Union, and this is a very good thing which has happened for India. Uh, if you switch on a TV, you can see a lot of COVID cases news going on, a lot of negativity around. But trust me, it is not as bad for the size of India and for the population. Even if had it been the US also, it could not have managed this kind of outbreak with its own medical system. We have seen how the US medical system also collapsed. Supposed to be the world's most powerful country, but trust me, India is doing well. Here is a graph which can show you that as the days are progressing, the difference between the COVID-19 cases and the recoveries happening is taking a very, very sharp, I must say, deviation. They are very apart, and it's a very good thing. I hope this India should be able to contain it. So please also don't get into this negative news, and try spreading the positive things. Uh, we have discussed that the Chinese scientists were trying to weaponize this SARS virus as the biological weapon way back in 2015. I have done a detailed video on this separately. You can do it, but we should know that China was up to something like this up from past to 6 years onwards. The Department of Telecommunications have delayed the 5G auctions for the next fiscal year, but it has been very clear that Chinese companies have been kept away from the auction, and this was hailed by US also, that India has taken a very concrete step by keeping China away from this 5G trials. And to this, China has reacted very vehemently, saying that India has no rights to stop one of its company from taking part in this thing, and they're saying that it is against global trade, WHO, World Trade Organization, sorry, WTO's policies and other things. Now they may cry anything, but I think we should go ahead. When India banned the apps of China, the world laughed, saying that what will happen if you ban the apps? But its result was seen. Likewise, today it is 5G, so I think we should go ahead with that and let the world know that India can now take a stance. The Philippines is planning to construct military hubs on the their islands amid this China tensions with China. The Army Chief Lieutenant General Sirletio Sobejana said that the country plans to place a high-resolution night-capable cameras to monitor the activities around the Philippine Islands, and he says their objective is to drive the Chinese vessels out of their exclusive economic zones. Whatever it might be, a drop of fight against China will add together to form an ocean. So I think we should be with Philippines. A very good step again coming from DRDO in this fortnight. The DRDO has developed a anti-COVID-19 drug which is called as 2DG. 2DG is this 2-deoxy-D-glucose, and it is a very safe medicine, and it has been developed by Institute of Nuclear Medicine and Allied Sciences, that is called as INMAS. And 2DG has been developed by this DRDO INMAS, and it is in collaboration with Dr. Reddy's lab in Hyderabad. So they have already done the trials on about 110 patients, and it was a very successful medicine. Amid all this tension in the Arab world, the Iran confirms to talk with the regional rivals of Saudi Arabia. They were not in talking terms, but I think they were talking terms. But you all know that the day I am recording this video, there are tensions growing around the Israel and Palestinian part, and so this halts might be this talks might be halted for time being. In one of the interviews given, the Pakistan Foreign Minister Shah Mehmood Qureshi said that the abrogation of Article 370 was India's own internal matter, and he called for the reintroduction of 35A. But Pakistan is known as U-turn government, and the day Qureshi said that, very next day the Pakistani Prime Minister says that no, India and Pakistan cannot talk till the time Article 370 is revoked. So they can just keep harping on to it. India, I think, should move on. I feel KP Sharma Oli is one of the luckiest man around. He has been put through so many of hurdles, and on Monday he lost the vote of confidence in Parliament, and out of 232 lawmakers, 93 favored in favor of Oli, whereas 124 opposed him. So PK Sharma Oli has lost his vote of confidence, but the luck was with him that the opposition party could not claim to form a government. So he has again taken over, as he has been again sworn as the Nepal's Prime Minister. As part of the COVID help from the armed forces, the INS Kolkata, with 40 metric tons of oxygen from Qatar, Kuwait, has reached Mangalore, and this point has just been told that it is not only the commercial ships, but our own warships are now carrying necessary stores and oxygen for the countrymen. So please be with your country, and don't say that armed forces is not looking after you. In view of the ongoing COVID crisis, the Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, has turned down the visit to UK for a G7 summit. A G7 summit is likely to happen in the month of June, and Mr. Modi was a special invitee, but because of this he is not going. But just be aware that a G summit is being planned. In a very interesting development, China wants Bangladesh against joining the Quad alliance, and China is now certainly getting worried about this Quad, and wherein include the Quad is basically India, US, Australia, and Japan, and now the Bangladesh plans to join it. If it joins, a very good step for the Quad, very good ally coming into the Quad. So China basically, till date, even till last update, we were saying that how China is pumping in money into Bangladesh, and how it has been helping the Bangladeshis with the financial support. But a welcome thing, I really don't know if it is an overt or a covert answer, but the Bangladesh minister responded to China's threat by saying that they are an independent and sovereign state, and they are for themselves to decide on the foreign policy, and they can do what they want. Well, Bangladesh speaking so against China, again a very good, I must say, current affairs topic to look out for in the near future. Well, coming on to the Israel and Palestine point, this has been always the spark plug of the world, I must say. We all know what has led to the Israeli and Palestine clashes. Well, this started off on the day of Ramadan, and these clashes have now gone up. The Hamas militants has fired about thousands of rockets into Israel, and the world has for the first time seen the practicality of the anti-aircraft defense system of Iron Dome of Israel, wherein we saw live videos and the videos wherein these incoming rockets were destroyed by the Iron Dome projectiles, and it was a great success. So as we are recording this video, there is a tension going around, and Israel has made it very clear that it will not take anything lying hands down. And whereas on the other side, the US has supported the Israel, and the Turkey, who wants to be a country, wants to be the head of the OIC, is planning, asking the Muslim worlds to join together against Israel. Okay, but what is the stand of India? India is actually, in double terms, I think India will not commit to anything, because India has got good relations with Palestine also. India has got good relations with the Israelis also. So India will, I think, keep a neutral stand throughout this, and will pray that these escalations go down, because escalations going down is in favor of India. Going a step ahead, the Indian Army has now even deputed the services of the Remount Veterinary Corps, which is there, a branch of the army, which is generally deals with the animals employed in the armed forces. Those doctors are also being called for the general duties in the civil streets, and they are going to help the civil doctors and um, the civil hospitals. Mind you, these doctors of the RVC are no less than any of the medical doctors. They have been working on the world's most inhospitable terrains, and they have been working under extra pressure. So there, they should not be confused that these are the RVC doctors. Then how can they help in India, help the civil street patients? Trust me, their capabilities are much more than what you and I can imagine. Well, I just spoke about the Iron Dome. Yeah, this can be a point in your SMT. The question might figure out as to how does Iron Dome work, and what principles does it work, and how the recent clashes have demonstrated that it is the next thing. So next thing that every country would like to procure. So you should be aware as to what is this Iron Dome. Short range air defense system, which is designed to intercept rockets and other things, and how the proximity fuses act on the projectile, and how they detonate themselves, killing the incoming rockets. So that can form part of your questionnaire. Well, if you remember, in last to last video, we have discussed that how the China is now trying to play a narrative that the Indian variant of COVID-19 has started helping, is more lethal and other things. So please understand, from Chinese virus, now China and the world, other countries are trying to play it now as an Indian variant. So they have put this term India, added this term India to the COVID. So that is how you change the world's perspective. India has taken a very strong objection to it, and it has raised this issue in of this term being used as Indian variant for the variant by scientific name, which is B.1.617 COVID variant. So you should remember, if a question asks what is B.1.617 COVID-19 variant, it is something to do with a variant which was found in one of the states in India. So, but the WHO has confirmed that no one will call it as an Indian variant. It should be referred by its scientific name of B.1.617 COVID-19. Very recently, US Navy has seized a huge weapon cache in Arabian Sea. These weapons were being smuggled from the region not known, but there was a dhow sailing in the international waters of the North Arabian Sea, and it has so many weapons that it could easily arm a small size country. So country's army. That is a kind of a weapons that was cached, and no, there are no takers, or nobody who's claiming for that. These are some defense news which I'm trying to cover now. Russia's latest MiG-35 multi-role fighter aircraft is now as in final stage of trials, and this is a MiG-35 generation, is a 4th generation plus multi-role fighter, but that is, it is not a 5th generation but 4 plus plus. So you should know that this will finish its trial soon, and it will be pressed into service. Now, if once this goes into service, then again It is likely that will India look forward to this MiG-35, because traditionally Russia has been our backbone for the aircrafts and other defense systems. Okay, China, amidst all COVID-19, playing the victim card of COVID, playing whatever it is, now is setting up villages in Bhutan to gain military advantages over the India. And Beijing is already building 3 new villages, 2 of which are already occupied and 1 is under construction. And in this is though this is a total violation against the treaty with Bhutan, but China can never believe it is going on, and since 2017. Now the third village is also coming up. At the same time, the ITBP patrols have spotted Chinese soldiers inspecting road and footbridges on the Parchiu, besides the operational stone crusher supply of raw materials of Himachal Pradesh, and in Kinnaur and Laul and Spiti districts. So China's PLA is resuming this building of border posts along this Karuk in HP. So if you see, all these are pointing that China will never stop at its expansion theories. So we should be careful and never believe China. This is a point which has taken me also as a surprise. The OFBs, that is Ordnance Factory Boards of India, have been under constant fire and pressure from Indian own armed forces for the kind of quality products what they make, leading to a lot of defects, and the armed forces have been always saying that the quality is not okay. So under such things, though the OFB has taken some steps to improve their quality, but what has come as a pleasant surprise and a happy surprise to me is that now OFB has got orders to supply about 1 million bullets to US market, and it is already as of now dispatched about 11 million rounds of 5.56 45 caliber bullets, that is used for M193 to US on Thursday. And also it is planning to supply bullets of NATO specification, and maybe they are planning to send bullets for AK-47 as well. So it has come as a very pleasant surprise to me. I was thinking that the OFBs were going down, but if at all this is there, then it is a good thing. Hope they also improve the quality what is served to the armed forces. In one of the welfare schemes, one should not lose sight of this during this time. The Prime Minister has released the 8th installment of the financial benefits under the PM Kisan scheme. The Kisan is the acronym for the Kisan Samman Nidhi. It is PM's Kisan Samman Nidhi scheme. Well, here more than about 19,000 crores have been transferred to the bank accounts of over 9.5 crore beneficiaries of farmers. Under this scheme, an income of about 6,000 rupees per year is provided to the beneficiary of the eligible farmers. So one should keep a tag on such things also happening amidst all the crisis. Well, this 15 days also has seen a lot of rise and fall of the cryptocurrencies. Well, cryptocurrencies is the next big thing which is going to happen. We had discussed the NFTs, non-fungible tokens, into last time. Now NFT can be a question as to what is NFT, and next question can also be what is this cryptocurrencies, how is it and why is it rising so fast and so down. So as of now, be aware that the world has about 6 cryptocurrencies which are making news. I'll just quickly read them out. It is a Bitcoin, it is Ethereum, it is WazirX token, it is Dogecoin, it is Ripple, and it is also the Wink. Well, Bitcoin presently, as of today, as we are talking, is about 1 Bitcoin costs about 38 lakh 73,100 rupees, and 1 Ethereum costs about 3 lakhs 1,000 rupees. WazirX token costs about 160 rupees. Dogecoin coins is about 44 rupees. Ripple is about 106, and Wink is less than a rupee as of now. So in India, as of now, the cryptocurrencies are banned, but yes, look out for a cryptocurrency. That is something. It is a high risk market. If India opens it up to it, do invest into it, but again, consider it as a high risk market. Well, in the field of science and technology, the Stanford University have developed a software that runs a mind writing onto the screen, words and sentences. And if you see the photo here, a computer chip was implanted in the brain of a 65-year-old patient who was paralyzed from the neck down. Here he started writing a letter real time by his thoughts, like as he was thinking the computer was typing out what he was thinking. So if you can closely link the my favorite topic of Elon Musk's uh, what chip is Neuralink chip. So see this. So slowly what my point is, I think it'll take over the world very soon. Remember this name, Pinpei Sering. He has been elected as the president of Central Tibetan Administration. This is the government of Tibetan government in exile. Sering has earlier served as a speaker of Tibet's parliament in exile. This government is based in Dharamshala, India, though it is of Tibet. So this name, you should know that there is a new shift in the government of the Tibetan government in exile, Penpei Sering. Okay, the China's National Space Administration (CNSA) has said that the rover of Zhurong successfully landed on Mars on Saturday after 9 minutes of terror. That is basically while the final touchdown onto the Mars, and so you see a competitor already there for US on the Mars as well. So one fine day we will find that two nations are fighting on Earth for Mars. It is very much possible. Well, that's it, friends. I have covered about 40 odd topics in this half an hour. Hope it helps you. And please do subscribe to my channel and press that bell icon. And please encourage me if you like this by pressing that like button. Thank you so much and take care. Be safe. Stay home.